Hi everyone, I just wanted to give a quick update on the persuasion topics. There are not too many topics that are chosen and claimed on the Google Drive, and that's okay. That's not due until Sunday. So take your time thinking about it, doing some research. However, I have been getting a lot of questions about the types of topics that you can give and speeches that might feel a little similar to topics on the prohibited list. So I just wanted to give some advice, because while I believe some topics that have already been claimed are pretty decent, I do think that some of the topics that are claimed might be a little questionable or aren't necessarily the type of speech that I'm expecting. So it's my hopes that you watch this video and catch these mistakes early in the event that you are posing a questionable topic. I want to kind of stop you and stray you away from it. So I don't mean to single anybody out. I just want to kind of call it like I see it and help you come towards the light, I guess, to give this the type of speech that I'm expecting. Now, remember that the speech needs to be in 3 parts. So first, you're kind of detailing the major problem of your topic and the effects or the harms that that problem causes. The second main point are the causes, so what's creating this problem. And the third main point are 2 potential solutions that you pose to help solve the problem. Now, the first piece of advice that I want to give is regarding how you're wording your topic on the claim sheet. Some of you are suggesting something that we need to do. All right, when you're suggesting an action, this is a solution, which is not your topic. Your topic is the problem at hand. If you look at the example in my topic claim, I state that we need to... my speech is about orca captivity. And then in parentheses, I put, we need to close SeaWorld. So the problem of my speech is that we are confining whales. I'm wearing my little orca button up here as an example, all right? My sentence that I wrote is not end SeaWorld and free the whales. That doesn't tell me what my speech is about. That tells me what my speech is trying to solve. So your sentence that you post on the claim sheet shouldn't be the solution that you're creating. It should be the problem that we're facing. My problem is orca captivity, and then in parentheses, I put what my solution is going to be or what I'm going to argue, and that is that we need to close SeaWorld. All right, so be careful with how you're wording your topic, because I think that's confusing me a little bit. And your speech, when you focus it on a solution, will inevitably turn into a 3 reasons why we need to free the whales. That's not what this speech is. This speech is, what is the problem we're facing? How is it hurting us? What's causing that problem to be legal? How is it happening? Why are we doing it? And then a very minor portion of your speech is the solutions. So don't focus your entire speech on the solution, or it's not going to be the right kind of speech. My second piece of advice is you really need to think outside of the box of your solutions. You want, if you remember from the Monroe's motivated sequence of events, the solution portion is very, very important, because you particularly have to offer a logical, reasonable, achievable, and beneficial solution. I, as an audience member, after hearing your speech, need to be motivated to make this change. I am able to do it from the comfort of my own home or somewhere in town, and it's not this big, crazy solution that is above me. If my speech is about ending orca captivity and saving the whales from SeaWorld, I cannot say that we need to go to SeaWorld and protest, because I live in Illinois and SeaWorld is in Orlando. It's just not feasible for me to get on a plane right now in the middle of a pandemic, fly to Orlando, and picket outside of SeaWorld. I'm not going to do it. That's not desirable for me. So as soon as you say that as one of your solutions, I'm already not motivated to change. So when you're thinking about your solutions, you might have some heavy, hard-hitting suggestions, but they have to be beneficial to your audience and the world. They've got to be achievable and desirable by your audience. If I cannot do it, if I'm physically unable to do it, if I'm not motivated to do it, or it seems too hard and I don't want to do it, I'm not going to, and then you've essentially failed this portion of your speech, because the goal is to inspire your audience to change. So when you're thinking about solutions, you got to think of things that you can suggest that we can actually do, that we want to do, and that we're inspired to do, all right? So don't think of these big, crazy solutions that no one is going to actually be able to tackle. We have to actually be able to solve your problem. Some of you are a little worried about seeming like this is the end-all be-all answer, right? We talked in the logical fallacies how you can't create a false dilemma. You're not saying this or that and that's all. You're just suggesting through your research which two solutions could potentially solve the problem. You're not saying that we need to protest SeaWorld and that's the only way we'll end orca captivity. So you just want to avoid language like that. You're just coming up with suggestions throughout your speech. You only have 6 to 8 minutes, so you can't solve the entire problem here, but you can come up with ways to get your audience to help. The final piece of advice I have is watch out for versus speeches. I see a couple of you saying topics that, oh, you should do this versus that. That's not what this speech is. Remember, you don't want your speech to turn into a reasons why or pitting two speeches together. That's actually a comparison speech, which is technically informative when you're putting two pieces of information up and you're comparing them side by side and you're using the word versus. That's an informative speech because you're giving me information about this and you're giving me information about that, and then your audience is picking a side. That's not persuasion. Persuasion is, here's this thing that we're experiencing that's bad. Here's what makes it so bad. Here's what causes it to happen. And here's how we solve it. So if you've claimed a versus topic, you need to go on that Google Drive and fix it, because that is not the kind of speech you should be giving. The last thing that I want to talk about is just some topics that I've seen that I would be careful of. A few of you are picking topics related to social media. Social media is on the prohibited topic list, so you shouldn't be talking about social media at all as your major topic. A couple of you picked topics about college athletes and whether or not we should pay them. That is on the prohibited topic list, so please avoid that or you will not get a good grade on your speech. There are a couple of you who are giving speeches about college in general, whether we should go, how are we going to pay for it. Remember to think about your audience. We are all already in college. So giving a persuasive speech about whether or not college is beneficial in the long run is moot, because we are already in college. We have already decided that going to college is benefiting our lives. If you were a high school guidance counselor and you were talking to a bunch of seniors in high school about whether or not they should go to college, that would be more acceptable. But you have to think about your audience. Your audience is in college. They're paying for college. They've already taken out student loans, or they're on financial aid, or they're paying for it out of pocket. So giving a speech about any of those things is not going to be a good idea, because your audience has already made those decisions. Why are you trying to convince them otherwise? So just be careful about college-related topics. And then I see a couple of people who want to give speeches about tattoos and whether or not we should have them. This is an okay topic. However, remember that the speeches are first come, first serve. I'm not quite sure who picked that topic first, but we should not be doing multiple speeches of the same topic. So it's very important to look at the topics that are already claimed before you claim your own topic, because you know, if I hear a speech about tattoos and then your speech comes up about tattoos, I'm going to assume that whoever turned in their speech first was the person who claimed it first, and you will be graded accordingly. So if you see that your topic has been taken by somebody else, you might want to go ahead and pick another topic or stay in the same world. You can argue the inverse of that, like the opposing side, or just pick something else entirely. Please know that I'm here for you. I have a pretty busy weekend, but I'm here to spitball some ideas. I have been getting some emails from people saying, I don't know what topic to pick. I think that that's a very lazy email. Of course you know what topic to pick. Pick things that inspire you. Pick things that you're interested in. If you believe that there's something going on overseas that's wrong, give a speech on it, do a Google search, figure out something related to your hobbies, watch the example speeches. I had a student last semester, and I think it's one of the example speeches, give a speech about console exclusivity, like why certain games are only coming out for Nintendo and not PlayStation, and how that hurts the gaming community in the long run. When he first pitched this speech to me, I was totally against it. I thought it was going to be pretty dumb. And then the speech was phenomenal. I loved it. Obviously, I made it one of the example speeches. So at face value, you might think that your topic doesn't seem interesting and there might not be things that you can talk about, but maybe a discussion with me will help you kind of think through some of the more hurdles that you're facing for your speech. So, I mean, there's hundreds of things that you can talk about. Fair trade clauses for coffee growers if you're interested in coffee. Whether or not we should get vaccinated. I mean, COVID is a huge thing. Whether the classes that were on the vaccination list were appropriate, like only senior citizens and frontline workers could get it first, and now it's open to everybody else. You could give speeches about social distancing. Should we still do it after vaccination? So there's tons of things that you can give a speech about COVID related. There's also hundreds of things that you can give a speech about that's not COVID related either. Please make sure that you check that prohibited topic list. I say it over and over and over again to check it, and then there's always several students who give a speech that's on that prohibited topic list, and I have to give them an F. If you give a speech that is listed as a prohibited topic speech, I will not even watch your speech. I'm just giving you an F because you've already failed because you can't follow directions. So please, 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 please do not give a speech that's on the prohibited topic list. I'm trying to catch them as they come up, but as I said, I have a very busy weekend, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to catch the last minute claimers. If you need help with anything, let me know. I'm happy to sit down and meet with you face-to-face through Discord, through Zoom. I'm happy to do an audio chat with you on Discord. If you don't want to be on camera, I can obviously communicate with you via email as well. Please let me know. I am happy to look at an outline. I'm happy to talk you through things. I'm happy to guide you in the right direction for source-related questions. It's a 200-point speech, so I don't want you to kind of drop the ball on this. So hopefully this helps. If you need anything else, let me know, and enjoy the rest of your week. I'm here if you need it. I'm going to get back to grading those informative speeches because there is still quite a few more that I need to do. All right. Great work and good luck, and I will talk to you later. Bye.